men don't have an erectile dysfunction. What men experience is the inability to connect to their feelings.
I'm a certain guy, I'm a certain type, that I should just be this performance machine. Like lived into that character of sleeping with women.
A lot of men resonate with this right now.
Yeah.
And it's a conversation that we're not having enough. So what makes a woman good in bed?
There can be many acts. There can be many situations. If it's someone you want to have sex with multiple times, it's chemistry and it's connection and it's just molding together. The perfect kiss is how the perfect sex act is.
Do you judge a woman based on like how good her kiss is?
That could be like a 90%. Oh yeah.
I think women agree to this. That's our little test.
Do you think having sex then ruins if you sleep with the man on a first date?
Women go on dates and think about, is he going to like me? And I think men going on date is more about, am I going to like her?
Like let's say we were dating right now.
You're a playboy.
So that would put me in a box. This guy's probably, I can't really trust him.
Good afternoon, Mr. Simon.
Hello.
Is that how I call you? Is that how you like to be?
Mr. Simon, white boy, pastry,
Danish,
Viking. Some people say that
Viking,
as well. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You definitely a
Child
Viking.
have a lot of names, yeah.
How did we meet?
How did we meet?
To be honest, okay, I
Have you briefed the audience?
I'm impressed. This is the brief. Okay, I'm impressed. It was my first week in Bali. It was my first week at Body Factory. It was a Sunday, 6 a.m. I went to the recovery area. There was barely anybody. There were just some mosquitoes.
And Simon.
And Mr. Simon.
Hang out.
Mr. Simon. Sitting on the grass, journaling. Still present. That is pretty impressive.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Sunday is a good day to chill. Sunday is a good day to relax. Like, you know that when you see people and stuff, like when you're like, if you have a long week and you do a lot of different things and you have to like work as well on a Saturday and Sunday to recover from whatever you're doing, going out, drinking alcohol, no sleep and that sort of thing.
I mean, how do you look at the mirror and like look at yourself? Someone look like you, sound like you. Probably like, what do you do on a Saturday evening? For someone who look like you and sound like you.
Sound like me and look like me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I was invited out to go to La Brisa tonight. And it was actually like, I'm like, are you coming to La Brisa tonight? I'm like, most likely not. He was like, bro, the way you look, you should be there at 7 o'clock. You should be doing do. I don't know. Maybe it's a perception. People have that. People that are social, people that are whatever, out there should be out there and should go out and should do these like norm.
Yeah.
You know?
But that doesn't, I mean, is that part of your, is something like part of your healthy routines that you're always disciplined to
be honest,
have?
yeah,
Or is it something you build over times?
Yeah, it's if I'm going back and just making a long story short, so you know, from the age of always been a happy kid, you know what I mean, like good relationship to my mom in particular. My dad also, you know, he was just a tough dad, you know, he was always working, he wasn't really present, he was just always away and that sort of thing. So I was playing football, I was an athlete, you know, I was just really good at what I was doing as a kid, but from the age of 12, I think that's when I kind of stopped my football. And we can talk more about that. I think when you're having an identity change, and I think we all go through different changes throughout our life, you know, like when you're kids to a teenager to adults, like you're going through these different seasons, like who am I, what am I doing? And as a kid, I was a popular kid, you know, I was energized. I wasn't the best in school, but I loved school because I had fun. You know what I mean?
What do you like most about school? Is it the friends? Is it a subject? Is it girls?
I think it's the whole mix of people.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when we go to like Body Factory now.
Ah, yeah.
It's like, oh my God, you're bumping into
Just
people in
just
different
good people. Yeah.
I think that was the fun thing. You know what I mean? So like at around 12, I kind of like lost my interest for football. And had these weird 2 years from 12 to 14 where I was like, who am I? without thinking about it. What am I doing? I was never sad about anything. I was just always curious. My curiosity then led to drugs, which took me down a long path. We don't have to go into details what happened there, but it was 6 years of like really abusing myself, abusing my ethics, my self-esteem, my self-confidence, just like went through the roof, developed a lot of social anxiety. And I was a happy kid, you know what I mean? So for me, it was like such a like, who the fuck am I? You know
What
I
do
mean?
you think led to that? Was that just like bad influence, or it was just a natural human experience?
Well, the thing I write down on my piece of paper every single day is like, I'm going all out for the ultimate life experience and make the biggest contribution to the world by helping and inspiring other people to do the same. So if you take the one little line, going all out, I think that's my like biggest blessing and also the biggest downfall if I'm putting it into something
Because you're
bad.
all in.
Just like
Whatever
eat the
it
whole
is, you're
thing.
all in.
Oh yeah. Give
So
me the
that-
whole cake.
Is that passion? Is that that's what I'm sensing into?
It could
Would you
be like
describe
a-
that as passion.
Yeah. If it's put into something good, yeah.
But the quality is passion.
What do you mean? Like in
So you just have passion. Like, yeah, it can be put into something good
Yeah.
and have positive effect,
yeah.
or it can be put into something bad and it can be very destructive.
Yeah. I don't know, like, of course it's passion today in what we do, creation, work, and that sort of thing. But I'm even trying to like boil it down to like, what's the essence of it? And it's almost like when you're sitting with a cake or something like a burger,
You just want to consume it.
you know the feeling? You're like, I think that's the essence of like what I do. I'm like, I just want more drugs. I just want more money. I just want more like life experiences. You know what I mean? Like, is that
Do you think that you just want more love?
more love?
Yeah. Like behind all of that.
Yeah. So, yeah, like going back to your original thing, like coming out of the drugs, like I had to rebuild myself. You know what I mean? And I would be very frank with you. Since then, it's been a lone journey. Like I felt very
So what age you got sober?
18-ish. I kind of like navigated out, really started going into fitness, became a fitness athlete, which is a very alone sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that was really when, going back to your original question about why am I not out? Why am I not out and doing these sort of things? And that was the point where everything changed, where I'm like, I'm never going back to that again. And everything party and, you know, drugs and being out and about and
It's fall
wasted.
off. Yeah.
It's just I have such a like strong bad association with that part. So it even spills into these sort of things today that I'm better here
Yeah.
in this arena. So yeah, to answer your question, yeah, like it is love, and it's a lot of people say like, why are you going to Bali? Like even the lady I spoke with outside now, like nobody goes to Bali on purpose. Like they're drawn into it. You know what I mean? Like there is a meaning to it. And I think my meaning to be here in Bali is like to be filled up with good people, community, connections, and that sort of thing, because I'm craving that.
Like-minded values, yeah.
Like-minded value.
Yeah.
And if you're looking underneath the layer of why I'm pushing so hard in what I'm doing with the business and stuff,
Yeah.
deep down, what it really comes down to is just the need for connection. And I couldn't just find it, so I wanted to build it.
Yeah.
I wanted to build my own community and people and clients and team members that all are doing the same thing.
So what struck me, not just the fact that I found you 6 a.m. on a Sunday, sitting, journaling and meditate on the grass, but also probably 20 minutes into the conversation, we were talking about men, women, relationship, our challenges, and you opened up about the fact that you used to have a big challenge
Yeah.
with early ejaculation,
Yeah.
which I find that's
It's quite weird, like in 20 minutes to talk about that.
that probably one of the best side of how much confidence a man has. To be able to share that openly and from a place of truth and the desire to like improve. I don't think there's more. Yeah, I think that's probably the most confident.
Well, I think it's you as well. You know, I can't even remember if I don't think we talked about what you were doing specifically, but it was just something about you that our communication was like very, you know, when you just feel like you can tell somebody something, like everything. That's just how I felt in that moment, and it was just natural. Because like I think these sort of things, like I think every single person have a shadow, a thing, a one thing that like they don't really tell people about that. So yeah, it was quite amazing to be able to like just communicate that with you and say these sort of things.
You want to share more about that?
About what, like the process going through it, or
because I feel like a lot of men resonate with this right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's the conversation that we're not having enough.
Yeah. So it, you know, I think it boils down to a, you know, I think I was 14 or something. I think I told you the story, right? Like the first sexual experience I had was it was in my drug times and that sort of thing. And I was 14, met up with this chick. We got introduced through mutual friends and that sort of thing. And we went to this place, and it was like me, another guy, another girl, and then her and I ended up sort of like kissing, and, you know, just cute, whatever 14, 15 years old can do. And it actually escalated to like sexual
Event.
Sexual enhancement. And
enhancement.
Yeah. And I think any guy probably experienced that at some point. Was like, I just don't know, my body just didn't work. I couldn't get an erection. You know, I started almost like getting like, oh my God, what's happening? Like really just beating myself up, you know. And I remember like leaving the place, and I just walked outside, got some fresh air, and I like, if I go back to that moment, I'm like literally just like beating myself up. Like, what are you doing? What's happening? Why can't you do that? And to be honest, that thing have kind of like stuck with me in patterns throughout all my years. And it's so weird because there can be long phases of nothing, and then it can happen in a situation. But I think it comes down to as well that I'm a certain guy, I'm a certain type, you know what I mean? And that pushes pressure. I built that, almost like build a little bit of an image. I don't know, like just because I'm a certain character, that I should just be this like machine, performance machine.
Yeah.
That's kind of how women sometimes look at it and see it, you know what I mean? Like, and I just kind of like lived into that character of always being on, you know, like sleeping with women, like throughout my 20s, like I was in relationships in my early 20s, and then I had my next relationship like late 20s. So throughout all these years, that was just me sleeping with women, basically. And never really fully enjoying it. You know what I mean? Because there was always that constant underlying thing about not being true to yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody knew. I never told anybody, but it's like this, there's something down there you haven't solved, whatever that is. So yeah, that's really it, you know. But I think also with maturity and stuff, like why I'm able to talk with you about it, it doesn't have so much power over you anymore. But the interesting part is like how these patterns get stuck in a body.
Yeah.
Even though you're like, damn dog, that was like 15 years ago.
Do you remember what I told you in that conversation when you told me about this?
Not like going back to the moment, or what were you thinking, feeling, where in the body? So the
reason when you encountering that sexual experience and you couldn't get hard, or you couldn't like perform as you wanted it to be, from my perspective, I was looking at from a way that you are actually honoring your true authentic self in that moment, because there might has not been enough chemistry, there might has not been enough attraction, you might was not that turned on by this woman or this situation. So it's actually the truth. That was the truth. And it's just because you had this pressure to perform to be a certain way.
I agree.
Just shutting off.
I agree. And it's, I think as you and I, we have conversation about that before. It's like associations and also meaning we attach to things.
The interpretation that you attach to that, yeah.
You know what I
Just,
mean? Like,
I'm a loser, like I
yeah,
can't
or I'm just
perform,
tired.
well, yeah.
Like, I can't be fucked today. Or instead of like, there's something wrong with me. You know what I mean? Same situation. So, yeah, maybe, I don't know. What do you, like, what are you seeing with these sort of things that, like, what is the, almost the cure to, like, detach from that? It can be anything. Any shadow. What do you feel is, like, the quickest way?
I personally feel like men don't have an erectile dysfunction. I think what men experience is the inability to connect to their feelings. Because almost like, I'm not a guy, but if you think about when a man sit alone in the room and masturbate, and then he touches his penis, his brain has to think about something. And you never actually be in the moment, just feeling the sensation and putting your awareness into the penis. Can you just feel it and feel the sensation, not having an idea, not having a mental image, not having a fantasy to take you somewhere? Because sex happens through the body. Our sexual energy is transformed through this physical form. So before experiencing natural sexuality, we the society is either suppressed through religion or perverted through pornography. That we lose our natural sexuality. It should feel very natural. So even as a simple practice for men is the next time you masturbate, can you direct your awareness to your penis and just feel what sensation come up without leave the mind. You don't need a fantasy. You don't need to think about a woman, and see what comes up.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I think men are definitely not aware and thinking in these sort of things, because it's such a like dopamine, almost like an association, like eating a burger, eating a donut, eating a piece of cake. Let me have an ejaculation. You know what I mean?
It also, since we're in this topic, a lot in this tantric community, I feel like people over exaggerate the like semen retention. Like no, I cannot ejaculate. No. What is the goal? You gotta pull back and think, what is the goal? The ultimate goal is to have an abundance energy level, so that you can experience reality as it is, and manifest and cultivate being into the best being that you are. So you do that by maximizing the level of energy in your body and stop licking it in the channel that is unnecessary. But when you shame and guilt yourself and beating yourself up, oh no, I cannot do this, the energy, your mental energy taken from that now is actually cost you more than the ejaculation itself. So the fact that you're beating yourself up is actually taking more.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's nothing wrong with, sometimes you go over the edge. And what I'm trying to say, early ejaculation is not wrong or right. It's about understanding the mechanics of your body and understanding that if you have a purpose in this life to increase your consciousness and awareness to achieve more things, then it's best to keep the energy in. But that is different for you and for some other guy. It's what's true in that moment for you. And sometimes it means ejaculate.
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes that means keeping it in.
Yeah, it's meaning again to the situation.
Yeah.
I think it's that matters, because when like ejaculating for a man, like the association is, which is more or less true, almost like it's done, like sexual act in that moment is done.
So what I want to ask is, how do you feel after ejaculation? Do you feel more drained, or do you feel you have more energy? That is the truest signpost of what you should do.
Yeah.
Because the act itself is not wrong or right.
Yeah. I think that's again, it comes down to who you have sex with and what's the whole setup. You know what I mean? Because I've experienced ejaculating where you're high afterwards, like you're great energy, like it can be the whole situation sort of thing, and then other things afterwards where you just like no, I don't want to do anything, like I'm drained afterwards. So I actually I've heard that many times. I don't know what the chemical in the brain actually happens, but like when men ejaculate, there's something that stop in the brain that gets men to like literally go from like horny in the act, like fully like whoa, to like literally to zero, and can think about what they need to do tomorrow or like work or something else.
Yeah.
So, you know, the reason why I've done a lot of that semen retention and that sort of thing as well. Yeah, it is to experiment with that energy. Is to experiment with that energy. I remember first time I tried it truly. I heard it like, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago, and I heard it from a guy. He was literally sitting next to me on the airplane on the way to Bali, by the way. But I lived in Australia at that time. And he was just like woo woo whatever guy, but he was really nice. He was a cool guy. Yeah, he left Australia. He's like, oh my god, I'm going to Germany, but staying in Bali. Yeah. But he was a men's sexual coach, and he was the first one that kind of like taught me this whole thing around, like, you as a man, you have a set stored level of batteries throughout your whole life, and every single time you do one ejaculation, you take something from that, and if you overdo that. It's almost like your skin, like wrinkled, like you can't really get it fully back to the perfect charge again. So it was just like, boom, that was like the analogy I needed. And be like, oh, I need my battery. I need to constantly fill up my battery and keep it full. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I've done it multiple times where I'm not ejaculating for like 5 weeks, 6 weeks and that sort of thing. And it's very interesting to see what's happening. Focus, energy, that sort of thing.
And you're mentioning about having sex with the right partner. Yeah. And so what makes a woman good in bed?
That can be many acts. That can be many situations. I think that I think it depends on who you are, you know what I mean, sexually and that sort of thing, what arouses you.
For you, we talking about
yeah, we talk about you. Like, I remember you and I, we done that test thing, you know, so that's quite funny.
Yeah, we did a little I sent
she wanted that before BDSM
BDSM test. Just understanding how sexuality, psychology, weaving into. Yeah.
So I think the biggest thing for me, more than anything else, it's really just if it's someone you want to have sex with multiple times, it's chemistry and it's connection and it's the way you as an individual like are just molding together. So the perfect kiss is basically how the perfect sex act is.
So you judge a woman based on like how good her kiss
that
is.
Could be like 90% of the game already there.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
I think women agree to this.
Yeah.
I think women agree to this. That's our little test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely, but it can be many different ways. Like you can have that connectiveness in many different forms, but I think it's really just coming down to how you are syncing together. It's like communication as well. Is it flowing? Or do you have to think? Do you have to like, oh, we're going to turn to the left. Where am I at? What is she thinking? So presence, I think you talked a lot about that.
Presence.
On your channel. So presence, like being like being with a good friend. You know what I mean? Like you're completely relaxed, in flow, like don't really care what's happening. Yeah. I think that's where.
That seems like somebody that you understand and know. And not just, can it happen like through a one night stand? Or like a casual fling?
Yeah.
It can happen?
Yeah, it can happen there as well. It's I think men have the ability to like, they don't need emotions for the person. Right. But the act of sex creates the almost the act of like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like I love you. Like it's almost like in your, like it's weird. But it's almost like the sexual act can just be created like this if you're able to do like these things. Yeah, because the whole thing, jabang, and then you can get into it.
So let's say if you go on a date with a girl on the first date, and then the conversation was good, the kiss was great, her bubbly personality, that can almost guarantee a good sex. and you're probably not going to see her again next day, but that can happen.
Like if I have good connection and good sex,
Good
I would not see.
conversation, good communication, good banter, laughter.
I would not see her again.
That would guarantee that you have good sex, even though like you might not see her again. That's all.
Yeah, but what do you mean in terms of like if I still have all the good things, I would not see her again the next day, or it's just
Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Or
depends
that
if
would pick you interest into like asking her on a second date. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 So
I
have you had amazing fucking good sex with like one night stand before?
Yeah.
Okay, but like just one time.
Oh yeah.
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 He's professional. It's like,
Nah,
oh,
you
yeah.
were- yeah, you-
He
yeah,
just has
nah.
good sex all the time.
No,
Okay,
no.
that's
It's like you like that's what I'm saying. Like you can like you can get into it. You know what I mean? But going back to what you're saying, what is good sex as well? It doesn't have to be like lovely bubbly. It could be.
do that
Well,
again?
that was. Like it could be like you know like a bit
Oh my
naughty and a
God.
bit like oh my god that was fucking random, like the way you meet, like the whole hookup and that sort of thing, and you can be like wow that was a great experience,
Yeah.
and you're just kind of like blown away. You're like you never see the person again.
Right.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I don't think sex needs to be this huge thing every single time. I just think it should be an honest interaction with two people
Yeah.
that just want to connect
Yeah.
and whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Yeah.
sex. If you're actually good people and you legitimately like, I like you in this moment, you like me in this moment, like you can have sex.
I think what changed for me over the years is I've stopped looking for labels and I'm shifting to the qualities I want to experience.
Yeah.
So I want to experience honesty, authenticity, passion, presence, communication. Right? Like you're looking for good qualities to experience.
Yeah.
And if that leads to something else,
Yeah.
then that's a bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think having sex on like let's say you have good connection with a person,
Yeah.
do you think having sex then ruins the like take it from a female perspective, does it ruin your perspective on the man? And also for the man, do you think it changes the man's perspective on the woman if you sleep with the man or the man sleep with you, whatever, on a first date? Let's say you just met, let's say you had a good connection, boom, and you're there.
I think it's not a black or white answer. Next.
No, but I want to hang on with that because I think if I just put my spin on it, I think the essence is really that part.
Yeah.
It's not about the sex.
Yeah.
Because if you're drawn
Yeah.
into the person to actually talk with them, sit down with them, spend time with them in a day or a night,
Yeah.
you want that again.
So what? Yeah. So what we're trying to what I'm trying to say is, you want to experience all that qualities, and because of all that qualities, that you're drawn to be intimate with this person. But if you were just, you go out and then you get a few drinks and you feel a bit tipsy and there's just this primal sort of very sexual sort of urge.
Yeah.
Before experiencing all the qualities, then that would be a bad decision, I think.
Yeah, if you're one of those that kind
It's
of
unconscious.
yeah.
So the question is like, it's not whether I'm not gonna drink again or I'm not gonna have sex, with random people again. It's notice. It's bring the awareness. Why are you doing it? What's the sensation in my body? How is it affecting my mental state? Like, how do I feel when I'm next to this person? Like, noticing that. I think that's the awareness is the missing piece. It's not about the whether you should do it or not.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good point you're saying in terms of like, yeah, if you don't have that piece and you just sleep, I think, yeah, there is something missing there then. Because then the association just becomes, we were drunk, sex.
Yeah.
But you could actually be really nice people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you don't get to experience that, so the association is created.
So I feel like there's a pattern, right? This is probably going to be
Yeah.
moment of truth. So how it goes for me, okay? Like this is very
It's happened a lot, yeah.
Very personal. No, what are you talking about?
No, I'm
There's
asking you.
judgment in that.
No, I'm asking. Is it happening a lot?
No.
Because it seems like it's a moment of truth
No,
right now.
that's what you think. See, you. Oh my god. How many layers of trauma we need to come back? Okay, anyway. No, what I'm trying to say is, yes, so my procedure. Okay, procedure. That sounds very technical.
My 30-day protocol to get laid at least every day for 30 days is
number one is experiencing the qualities, the honesty, the humor, the authenticity, the communication, the awareness. And then, contrary to popular belief that, you know, a lot of girls are like, you should make him wait for 90 days. He should do this and this.
He's
and this.
gone.
And then, it's not because of he's gone, but it's like, what if I wait for 90 days and the sex is shit? I've just invested 90 days talking to this dude, and now we have no
Do you legitimately think people do that today? I don't think so.
People do that. Yeah.
You reckon?
Oh, well, girls do that.
In a Western society?
I know women. I don't know. We're talking about the world, so it's
I get. There's different religious belief, but like,
he's white.
I'm from Denmark.
You can't say that shit.
They drop us as babies, you know. We're a bit lost sometimes in the world.
But my procedure is, okay, providing all these qualities are present and I'm very drawn to the person, I would have no objection to be passionately over each other, first date or second date. And then it turned out to be like amazing, we have an amazing time together. Now it's actually the woman's responsibility to pace what's next. Because you can get so like, okay, like I want to see you again, because you know that's initial butterfly.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I want to see him again, like, and then you just like see each other for like 2 weeks and just a constant like sex and then you just, it's a firework effect.
Yeah.
And then now
it's like
you're
eating the cake again and again
like,
and again. Yeah.
I need to eat all these cakes now.
Yeah.
So, you know, as long as after that first or second encounter and you're like, yes, like that was passionate, that was amazing. Now, like, actually refrain yourself. Actually create the space. And now you come back to the getting to know the person, non-intimate acts, spending quality time, more quality conversation, getting to know the person more in pace. And this is actually the woman's job. Because you know, the man, his positive charge is here. And the woman, her positive charge is up here. So you gotta lead with them.
Yeah, I agree. And it's I think it's an interesting point because it kind of like, I was thinking when you were talking, it's like you can also have these, like, let's say you meet someone, whatever, random, in the library or wherever you meet people.
Okay.
Good girl.
So there's a lot of stories to tell.
Let's say you meet someone, you know, and boom, you exchange contacts and you're like, okay, maybe, you know, you meet for a coffee during daytime. That's already second contact. You maybe meet for dinner or like whatever, random. Like let's say you have 3 or 4 or 5 contacts before you actually have sexual act. I also think there's something to be said around that versus jumping into bed the first night.
Yeah.
I think there is something to say, as you basically said, with the pace of the relationship and how it's involved. Now, I don't say it's right or wrong because you can become married, and there's a lot of people that are married from Tinder.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like hookups. So I think it's interesting what you're saying in terms of like, okay, dip in, you can do that to experience the whole thing.
And then pace.
Yeah.
And then pace. Right? Because there's more to explore.
Yeah.
And whatever you abuse, it's just gonna run out and die.
Yeah.
I feel. Also, it's an art. It's like I always think about my future husband, or like if I'm gonna be married one day. Like, there's a reason. I think there's a reason women, obviously, amongst other very important qualities, we want a man with a big house. And why is the big house? Because we want 3 bedrooms. It's his bedroom, it's my bedroom, and it's our bedroom. And
what about the kids?
Even with space.
They sleep on the floor.
Okay. At least 3 bedroom in this space, right? And why do you want to do that? And this is actually something I learned from this is something I always wanted to have, but also something I learned through Kama Sutra, which is the ancient Eastern philosophy and the way of teaching. It was written for men, by men, how to live a life with the best pleasure. And it teaches a man how to build a house, how many bedrooms in the house, because there's a bedroom for making out, for foreplay,
Mm.
and that's carry a different energy. There's the bedroom for having sex.
Full act.
Yeah, and there's a bedroom for sleeping, because it's all carry different frequency, different energy.
Yeah.
But it's just like, okay, it doesn't have to be through a bedroom, but what I'm trying to say is you can create space within the relationship to always discover new angles, to look to discover about discover about the other person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
keep
think
it
that's
interesting
huge.
and new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's a very good angle, because I think why do most relationships don't work? Like, I'm not my longest relationship has been a year and a half. So
Are
I'm
you
not
single now?
Oh yeah.
All the
I'm
ladies.
not saying it with like, oh yeah
All
for
the
sure.
ladies.
No, it's just I am, and I'm very comfortable with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Same,
Like,
yeah.
very much.
How long
like,
you been single?
2 years now. I was in a 1.5 year relationship in Australia before there. We lived together. And then 5 years, 6 years, 5 years single, and then relationship in my earlier 20s and stuff. But yeah, I think there's something to be said around the novelty or the variety, because that's, as a human being, it doesn't even have to be anything relationship.
Yeah.
You need novelty and variety in your
Yes.
life. You just need to.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, I don't know the percentage, but I think that's why a lot of people, they break up. They just either grow apart or they're just bored.
Do you think it's because they stop discovering themselves as individual, and hence when they come together, they just know new growth?
To be honest, I think just most people don't discover themselves in the first place.
Yeah.
They just roll.
Yeah.
They don't ask new questions. They don't think about doing things differently.
Yeah.
They don't question how they live, how they want to live. I'm actually very passionate about that area. I don't know. Like, I think something about me in the future is something about that. I'm very passionate about, like, fucking wake up.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I always have the argument with my dad where he's like, always when he picks you up here in the airport, we drive home. He's like, but Simon, everybody can't think like you. I'm like, nobody have to think like me. It's like, everybody can't think like you guys, whatever you guys are, us, whatever, free spirit people.
What are you talking about? There's a division of free spirit people.
Whatever, entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
people that think they can just whatever.
Yeah.
He said people have, like, there have to be people in the supermarket, in the farmers, the laborers, people that have to do the thing. And I'm like, yeah, we're 9 billion people. And we're not trying to change the whole world. But if you're sitting here and having an opinion, and you had some dreams and you had some visions that you want to accomplish yourself, wake the fuck up.
Yeah. Is that the philosophy under behind your company? Can you tell us a little bit more about power?
Yeah, so you know, fitness back then, as I said to you before, with my drug times and that sort of thing, fitness became the catapult for me changing, because I could grab onto it every day. I could go to the gym, lift the weight, control my food. So it became control for me. I'm like, that's good. Feel good. No drugs. I feel good here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is, like, I became a fitness athlete, so I competed. I got super ripped. You know what I mean? Like, you take your body through the extreme. And that lesson of going from a body that's there to there, like, completely different in a very short time frame, like 3 months, 4 months, really just created a belief in myself that anything is possible when you put your hands towards, when you put your energy into things. So fitness, you know, health and fitness has been a driving force for me, you know, my whole life as an athlete, but you know, in my 20s and why I started the company and that sort of thing. Health is really just the baseline and the backbone of everything. But it's much more than fitness today, because fitness is really just the starting point to then changing your mind.
Yeah.
Okay. You change your mind, and then you go into your emotions, you go into your dreams, you go into your desires. So it's like, it starts from there. There has to be one starting point.
Yes.
And I think if you're just talking about general population, there's on medication today, there's depressed, there's anxiety, there's obesity, there's unhappiness. Like, the easiest thing you can do, like, don't go and talk to a psychologist yet. Don't. Like, you're just going to, like, mold in the problems and talk about it. Go and do something. like move something in the physical universe. Why? Because you create a different feeling within yourself that you actually are capable of doing things.
What are the top 3 things that someone can change today to like completely transform their health? If you can pick top 3 things, what are the most 3 important things?
Well, sleep has got to be there. Sleep is going to be there. I think that's just the beginning point. Like, get to bed. Like, literally just see if you can put yourself on a 7-day sleep schedule. 365. Just try it for the next month.
Yeah.
9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, whatever time you want to go to bed, 10:30, 10:45. But every single day you go to bed at the same time.
Yeah.
And you just wake up when the body wakes up. No alarm, no nothing. So if you're like, oh, I can't do that without an alarm. Okay, great. Go to bed earlier.
Natural rhythm.
Natural, yeah. Just make sure you whatever your body needs.
Yeah.
So I think the sleep part it's a big one. Obviously, it's boring things. Good things is boring. It's exercise, is nutrition.
Nature is simple.
Nature is very simple. I would go to bed, wake up at the same time. I would move my body first thing in the morning. I would go for a walk or yoga. You're into yoga, like something. It doesn't have to be a workout, but just move your body. Movement right away.
First thing.
Drink your water. Go for a walk. If it's just you think just about health. Yeah. Just about health.
Like if they can only pick up 3 habits.
3 habits
to implement in the next 3 months. Just 3 things.
Oh yeah, it would be bed, wake up in the morning, do something if it's your workout, and then I would time my meals, my healthy, whatever choice of meals you're gonna eat, time these meals throughout the day, more or less eat it at the same time every single day, and just build the routine around that. 10 o'clock breakfast, 2 o'clock lunch, 7 o'clock dinner, and try that, and just stick to that. Because then you're going to learn, you're going to get data, you're going to get feedback. Oh, maybe 3 meals is too much. But at least you have a baseline. So sleep, move in the morning, and then like consistency with your meals.
Yeah, I was just going to say consistency.
Consistency with your meals. Don't be sporadic. Don't know. Some days don't eat and some days eat a lot.
Do you feel like you still have any undesirable habits that you're still working on? What's the one habit?
Do I have any undesirable habits?
Yeah, or something you want to change?
Yeah, traits. I would probably say people like teachers thought I had ADHD when I was a kid. But I figured out I didn't have ADHD. I have concentration disorder, whatever they said I had. Never got tested. So I think today I'm a natural trait for me is like I'm very kind of easily distracted into small tasks. So if I'm not stimulated, if I'm sitting and doing something, I can quickly be like, oh fuck, check something, my phone, and then boom, then my attention is gone. Especially right now. My workflow is not really the best now, so I'm very distracted with just small things every day, which annoys me a lot. Undesirable habits. I think pornography as a whole is not good at all.
Yeah.
It's not a bad habit. Like I don't have a habit about doing it. There's nothing around there for me. But still, if I watch pornography, I don't feel like afterwards. I don't really feel proud about myself. So I have a little bit of an association that pornography is bad.
But it's a mental association.
Yeah.
But you also feel it in your body that you don't feel good.
Sometimes you feel good. It depends on what you watch. You can watch some weird shit sometimes.
How much details do you want? How much detail do you want?
I'm not that bad. I don't watch avatars or like cartoon figures and stuff. I actually think girls are more nasty when it comes to porn.
Oh yeah, I think they did a scientific research.
Oh yeah.
And women search content.
BDSM.
It's just all the weirdest thing are actually women actually.
Yeah.
We have a great imagination. What can we say? We are the creative force.
Talk to me about that. What is it about being like? Let's just use that angle. Being degraded. BDSM. Being like.
Oh yeah, we recently did your. I sent you a link on BDSM test, which a normal procedure.
Before meeting Coco, yeah.
And what would you score high in? If you can remember.
Dominance And what was the other one? Vanilla.
Yeah.
What was that vanilla thing? What was that like? More like
It's actually meaning you like sensuality.
right.
You like intimacy.
Yeah.
So, and dominant.
Which is
that's actually husband material.
yeah. But I didn't like BDSM.
You have like a lot of things you don't like.
Yeah.
Like you're not into like
Slave,
pet,
cats.
slavery, master, mistress.
It's actually true. Yeah.
You are a gentleman.
It's even outfits like uniforms and that sort of thing. Yeah, it's cool, but it's like
Yeah, it's cool. You don't like Halloween, no?
yeah, I feel like I'm at a Halloween party or something. You know what I mean? Like it's it's more like yeah, it's more the I don't know like what turns me on.
What turns Simon Thompson on?
Like cute, like so. Oh my god, we're going into details now. So if she's wearing like a top pajamas, like loose, and she's open here, and obviously nothing here.
Obviously nothing.
Like just innocent, like a little skirt. Like think about a tennis skirt, like gym outfit, like
just natural and cute.
natural, cute. Yeah. Where you can see the body, but it's like yeah, she just studied or read a book or she was in bed like sleeping.
You like natural.
But who am I?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes,
I'm a natural person as well. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
So it's like I think it's just natural.
You just
What do you like?
Just help.
What was your test? You shared that with me.
Your question was what is it about women wanting to be degraded? I think there's some it's just the feminine urge to surrender. You know, we have a deep desire to actually be there's a thing of the masculine, a thing of the river, and the masculine is the river bank and the feminine is the water. So if we just free and flowing, you know, but then the masculine give us the structure and guiding the direction where we're going, so we can just be free in our expression.
But so the essence of that is really just dominance and surrender.
Dominance and submission, yes.
Yeah.
So that we can
yeah.
fully relax into our beings.
But what's the BDSM then? Like, where does that come in? Because that's an angle.
So dominant, and it's all power play.
Power play,
right?
yeah.
So you think about dominant, submissive. You think about pet, master, mistress. You think about boy, girl, mummy, daddy. It's all power play, which is such a massive element in like human psychology.
Yeah.
And it's always there.
Yeah.
And it stands test of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's what feminine, masculine energy is like. You know, if you walk into a room and the female is taller than you, like naturally that will turn off 90% of men. You know what I mean?
So what the top 3 things you look at a woman, like instinctively? Top physical features.
Physical features.
Keep it real.
It would be body, like physical features. Like I would go face. Like I would go face and body structure first.
Face and body, that's everything. That's not a physical feature. What's the number one thing? Face is number one?
Yeah, because she can have a really nice body, but an ugly face.
Right.
Really nice face, but in proportion body. Like not to sound, what's it called? Like, what is it called? My sister always says to me, like, you're so rude. Now I would say, yeah, the petiteness, like as a figure, would probably be the thing that catches my eye first, and then I go.
So the petite frame.
Yeah, the petite frame, like the whole texture of the upper body, lower body. So petite, you know, bum.
That's a lot. That's everything.
Yeah, but it's the frame, yeah, and then straight to the face. Do you want me to explain the face?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's petite face, like just elegant, cute, natural. I love natural but not boring. I love that when a woman can wake out of bed and she's still beautiful. Like you can really see that. That's probably my biggest quality control. It's like If I spot you and you have too much makeup on, I'm like, you straight away, you're just like down in my book. Why? Because you're hiding something. So that's the whole thing with the Instagram thing. So face, feature, cuteness, petite body. And then I think that the next thing would be like the hygiene. So there will be the hair. It would be the...
Literally everything.
Oh, yeah. But that's like, you just zip, you sum it down.
Zip.
Click, click, click. Yep. Hello. But hair, what do you read? Like hair is a big thing.
Yeah.
Like hygiene, hair. So like, what do you see in a man? What do you look for in a man straight away? Like we don't have that many features.
That's true. That's true. I say number one is eyes.
You actually look for that first.
Yeah. I look at the eyes first. Because the eyes say a lot about your energy, how present you are. And you creep.
So funny.
Yeah, because it's windows your soul. Says a lot.
But that thing there right now where you and I said, it just explains a lot about how women and men think differently.
Differently, yeah.
I said petite body and you said eyes because it tells you about the soul.
Yeah.
I haven't even explained that. Do you actually say like everything I explained was kind of like from a visual standpoint?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That is true. That is very true, yeah.
But you asked
Yeah,
me.
just look
You
eyes.
asked me visual as well. What are the three things?
So eyes, number one. Number two, I don't know if it's a physical feature, but like voice. Like how he speak. But is that a physical feature? I don't know. And then something about hands.
So you actually don't. So to all the guys that train their chest and want to try to get abs and that sort of thing, you don't care.
I honestly don't care.
Yeah, interesting.
I mean, as long as he's not like 200 kilograms or like a lot shorter than me, you know, like that's, you know, like.
Imagine he was 200 kgs and a lot shorter than you.
What else?
That would be like.
Is it Elon Musk?
That's like a meatball. It's like. Anyway, eyes,
Voice,
hands,
hands.
and hands. What does a hands tell you?
I like a handy guy. You know, like a handy hand, like a gothy fingers. I like a fat fingers. I feel like it's something to do with like, if I fall on a bike or something, you can catch me with just your hands. It's just like you're gonna hold me.
Yeah.
Like you can grab me.
So
It's
protection,
like protection.
security.
Yeah.
Like
I think it's all
masculine,
leading to like protection.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I think that's true. I feel like subconsciously, even though I'm asking for physical feature, but it's leading to like a deeper
Realness,
need.
yeah,
It's like
safety,
eyes like your
security.
energy.
Yeah.
And then your voice is like communication. And then your hand is like protection. Like, yeah.
But you're also very aware compared to normal women, like the general woman.
It took me a long time to like.
So what do you think? Like, let's say you just asked 10 girls
Yeah.
on the beach right now. What do you think they will say?
I did ask this question to a lot of the women.
What were they saying?
A lot of them say eyes, but then they would say what eye color. So it's
Gay.
like an eye color thing.
What did they like?
Like either blue eyes. Oh my god. Yeah, so like they're particular about the eye color. Height. Yeah, I don't know
height
why
is important.
some women are like very like. I got friend who like no, he has to be at least like 6'1" or 6'2".
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Like arms and ups.
Arms and
You want
abs.
you want to show us?
Not really. It's Saturday. He's
It's
tired.
Saturday.
He's tired.
Yeah, but like that's probably the most common thing that women look
I
at.
think you need your mic closer, to be honest.
Is it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
all up. So yeah, is there anything you want to know from a man to a woman, or from a woman to a man? What they like, what they don't like?
Yeah, what's the non-sexual intimate acts you like with a woman?
Kissing. Is that sexual?
A little bit, halfway.
That's it. That's all I got. Now, so ask the question again. What's the non-sexual?
Non-sexual intimate acts that you like to.
Yeah, it would be.
experience with a
To be honest, I'm. It's not really about the sex, you know. Many times, but many times for
It's
men.
about the sex.
Yeah, it's not really about the sex sometimes for men. I've always said that, like right now, like I feel like I'm in a need of just like it feels like I just want to be watered down, like just once a week, like nurtured.
Once a week, nurture. It's
Like,
like a
you know what I mean?
job. Are you taking CVs? Are you like interviewing people? You have a post?
No.
I have CVs coming in.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, we'll put an application below. No, but I'm just saying, like from a standpoint, like nurtured down, watered down, like just hugged. You know what I mean? Just like
Cuddles.
cuddles. Yeah, love that. Just nurture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not
Yeah.
like you're gonna do something for each other. It's really just presence, and just they can be just lay down, hug.
And that can be with any woman?
No, no, it has to be with someone like.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your top 2 love languages that you want to receive?
Top 2 love languages.
That you like to receive? So we have physical touch, acts of service,
Physical touch,
words of affirmation, gift.
gift. What's act of service and gift? What's the difference?
Acts of service is, doing something that like helping them out or showing that you like care about them. Like let's say if I'm out of town and my cat is like nobody take care of my cat, you'd be like, babe,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take care of your cat.
Yeah.
Words of affirmation, which is
Yeah, I think it's a mix.
communication.
Yeah, definitely physical touch, and then it's a mix of words of affirmation and then act of service. Like it's sort of like, I love like even just a simple like appreciation message, or like I would do that to my mom, my family,
Yeah.
like people like I really just appreciate you. Like
Yeah.
I love you so much.
Yeah.
Like I get such a like out of that. So that probably words of
So the
affirmation.
top 2 would be
Probably physical touch and
and
words of
words.
affirmation. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
So interestingly, they did a research and men that possess the most masculine traits desire these 2 the most
Right.
because it's something that they cannot outsourcing. So let's say act of service, like
Yeah.
you can hire someone to clean
Yeah,
your
yeah.
laundry,
Yeah.
right? Gift, like it's not things that a lot of like most masculine guys looking for. They're not looking for to be spoiled.
No.
And quality time can mean, if you've got physical touch and you've got good communication, that's quality time all
Yeah.
the time.
I think that's the 2. It's the essence. I think that's the essence. We talked about that, that relationships like comes down to the base. And the base, what is that? Like it's chemistry, it's communication, it's being in flow with each other, and then everything else falls in, like everything falls around that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The external things. But if you don't have that, you have nothing.
So are you talking about the chemistry?
Yeah. Like, yeah. So it goes back to that love language of like, you don't want to, like, you only want to touch really and be touched by someone you have the chemistry with.
Yeah.
You only want to tell
Or writing love letters.
and like writing love letters to someone you actually
devoted to.
devoted
like
to, you know what I mean? So family, partners, and we can be friends as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Passionate about, yeah.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, that's the base, yeah. What's yours?
Love languages.
Oh, yeah. She was confused there for a moment.
By the way, this is like if we were on a date right now, I'd give you like a +1 score because you notice like the ratio of answering question, asking questions, listening is like very in balance, and that's a good sign of a good man. You're a good man.
Thank you so much. Kind of what I do for work. Ask questions.
But also,
Yeah, be able to speak
Yeah,
when you have to,
yeah.
you know what I mean? But I think,
Yeah.
I think that's
just take the compliment, man. Just take.
but yeah, like you have to. If you, I think it's a huge thing. I really do think it's a huge thing. I talk with my sister about that a lot. Like, if you're sitting around a table with 5 people, how many people would actually like actively engage and ask and figure out about you? Like, just think about it. Just think about it. And I think that's why you're a like person. And also sometimes people see me as like, oh wow, he was very nice in that moment. And I purely just think it comes down to our ability to not needing to be whatever the center of the attention or be someone in that situation, and have the natural ability to want to generally just be interested in the other person. Wow, that's amazing. Like how did you do that? That's sick.
It's a constant practice, and I find it challenging in an intimate setting, because I think for a lot of women go on dates and think about, oh, is he going to like me? And I think men going on date and it's more about, am I going to like her? Which is a very different mindset.
Is he going to like me? Am I going to like her?
Yeah. So women like actually seeking up.
That's funny. Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I don't know with the woman, but it's true for the men.
So it's like a constant it's for me as well, because we've conditioned to be good girl syndrome. I need everybody to like me, and that's why I'm loved, and we're seeking love, through all these ways. And for me now, it's just, especially in the moment of conflict, especially in the moment of like tension, like how can I stay open? How can I stay true, like in my heart, and how can I show up in that through my expressing my need and through communication? And it's a spirituality for me. You have any spiritual practice?
I like to ride.
Yeah.
A lot. Like that's really where I get a lot of my awakening from.
Yeah.
Walk and think. I get a lot from that as well. But yeah, I do meditation, like I've done yoga, I tried that, mushrooms and that sort of thing. But like my practice is really just daily meditation, daily moving my body, daily writing down my thoughts, and just try to be aware every day. Where am I at? How am I feeling? Why am I burned out? Like, why am I stressed? Or why am I that? Like, so I constantly try to like just bring it back. And just rinse and repeat. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like really just try to like be better the next day. How can I not repeat it? Oh my, how can I not repeat that again tomorrow? Yeah. So I think that's spiritual.
Yeah. Because I feel like spirituality is such a abuse word nowadays. Yeah. Like people.
It's like yellow.
Yeah. But I think from what you just shared, it seems like it come back to the ability to be connected to yourself and to be in a complete present moment. And whatever that looks like, it can be golf, it can be playing jungle paddle, it can be writing, it can be dancing, whatever it is. But that's
Yeah. What's your best practice for that? Like, what do? You dance, I know that.
Dance, yeah. What does it mean?
That means...
Do you like women who dance? I'm not talking about me, by the way. I'm just talking about women who move their body in their freest expression.
I think every person looking at someone that really can dance, it's sexy. Like, it's beautiful. And even for a guy to another guy, you're like, fuck, that's cool, dude. You know what I mean? Depends on how. You know what I mean? Like you dance, but...
Depends on how you dance. Yeah, it's important.
Like, I've been to one ecstatic dance before, and I saw things.
You've been to an ecstatic dance?
Yeah,
good for you. Where? In
Sese.
Oh, wow. Yeah. How was that for you?
Sunday. It was good. We did breath work, and then we did the dancing afterwards. But I just felt like it was a day party. Yeah. Bouncing around and that sort of thing. But there was people there that really went into it. Yeah. But dancing's cool. Yeah. Dancing, yeah. What else do you do?
I feel like honestly, every conversation with another human being is a spiritual practice for me. Because you're always gonna get triggered at something. You get offended, especially I'm just curious now. Every time that something triggered me, I'm like, wow, what's here?
One thing I see with you, I think I saw you in the morning at the gym. It's like, and maybe it's just a phase in your life for a minute, but it seems like you always have time for people, which is a good quality. I think I saw you, like you were standing and talking with like that older guy today. And you were probably standing like probably half an hour. I don't know. Like I was reading for 20 minutes when I walked out. And like
you might go onto a podcast. Fascinating. We're talking about AI and how how it can be used to enhance the human experience
Yeah, that's awesome.
rather
yeah.
than going against it. And he's invested in a bunch of startup
Yeah.
and like Silicon Valley companies that are doing that.
But you didn't know him, did you?
No,
See, that's what I mean.
no, yeah.
See, that's the curiosity that
Yeah.
I think it's very cool from a
That's
person's
you too.
ability to have. I definitely have it. Yeah,
For
I just
sure.
never want to because I'm always like, yeah. That's another question. That's another conversation. But actually, yeah, stopping up and having time and listening opens up. You didn't know.
Yeah.
If you didn't stop up and talk with that
Although,
guy.
but also, you know, after 3 sentences, if there's depth and enough, you know,
Yeah.
value into the conversation, or if this guy just trying to talk to me to get my numbers, then like I don't have time for that.
Does that happen a lot?
Quite a bit.
So what do you do in those moments?
I'm not dating right now. I'm
Define
actually got a class.
define dating.
Is this my podcast or your podcast?
He's taking over.
I've been single for 6 years now. I think
Conscious
I'm getting
choice.
a bit conscious, yeah, by choice.
That's good.
Yeah. I feel like I'm open to dating now. I feel like I'm in a much healthier place.
Yeah.
I love myself. I know who I am as a woman. And I enjoy life. I love life.
I think it's a good starting point.
Yeah.
I think it's a good starting point, yeah.
Yeah. Have you got any advice for me as the woman that, you know, back to the dating scene? What should I look out for in a guy, or what should I be skeptical of, or what should I trust more?
Well, I think it's hard because it's like there's this whole basically, like you said before, guys are like, am I gonna like her? And girls are, is he gonna like me? So I think that's basically the biggest root cause of everything in relationships or like dating or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's this whole fallacy around, oh my God, is this gonna be to something? Is he gonna cheat on me? Does it, like, who is he? What kind of character is he? And that sort of thing. No, I probably can't trust him.
Yeah.
Where the guy just walks into the situation, and actually, I don't know. Like, that's just me. I don't think about what did she do there, what she did, like what, like, is she a slut? What did she do? Like, you can see that on a person. You wouldn't even go out with them in the first place. So I think having maybe as a woman having less attachment to either outcome.
Yeah.
Go for your intuition. I think it's the same thing for me. I learned that in my last relationship. Go for your intuition. Your intuition is never wrong. It's just not like
every time you do it otherwise, you'll fuck
it's
yourself.
just, yeah. Like, there's a good saying, like, I actually heard it from one of my clients. His boss told him, he's like, if you're unsure, you are sure.
That's a good one.
You know what I mean? If you're unsure, you're sure. If you're unsure, hey, should I do this? Bro, you're like, that is in itself enough.
Yeah.
So listen to that. If let's just say female, male, if he's a dickhead, if he is like giving you all sorts of things, go for your intuition, but don't be attached with the outcome, because I think it's the same thing for women and men. Probably we have a certain type, a certain person.
Yeah.
And so let's just say that you know, there's whatever. There's like the geek.
Yeah.
There's the bad boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The playboy, the gentleman, I don't know.
Who are you?
Huh?
Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah.
I would probably say I'm relaxed today. So I would probably say I'm more mature in that whole thing.
So more like gentleman versus playboy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely been a playboy, yeah.
Yeah.
And had fun with it. And like, actually, this is my time. This is my phase. You know what I mean?
Do you think it still pops up sometimes? Is it like a seasonal thing? Is, you know, is that like nippy kind of, you know, season?
Yeah, it will always pop up.
Yeah.
If you are, obviously, you know, you're by yourself. But with a level of confidence, or with a level of consciousness and like, I don't need to. I don't need to chase. Like, I've never really been on Tinder. I don't need to like swipe. it's just, I love what you're saying in terms of like your diet. Like you feel good with your food.
Oh yeah.
You're not worried about it's gonna sit. I'm not worried about I'm gonna meet the perfect one or good one or the next date. I'm not worried about like that aspect. So I would just say, yeah, I'm more, you know, relaxed with it today. I don't need anything. I don't need to pursue something. I don't have a big appetite for, you know, going and have sex with a lot of women right now. But so I think, yeah, back to your thing. I think, yeah, going for like, listen to your intuition straight away. Don't be so attached to the outcome, but also look beyond the mirror, look beyond the facade, and look beyond the what's underneath the type. So let's just use me as an example.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know me.
Yeah.
What would be the first thing you would think? Like, let's say we were dating right now.
I probably
And you didn't know
presume
me.
that you're a playboy.
Exactly.
I don't know why you got a bad vibe. Maybe because of your look.
Yeah.
And you're charming, you're very charismatic, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you just know your way with women, and that makes me think, oh, you must have a lot of experience with a lot of women.
Yeah.
And you're single.
Yeah. And so that would naturally put me in a box,
Yeah.
kind of, in your mind.
Yeah.
And be like, this guy's probably, I can't really trust him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's the issue is like, listen to your intuition, but also be able to see beyond the type, beyond the character, because maybe there is something down there.
And isn't that being proved through the man's action and consistency?
Yeah.
Right. So say if we're dating right now.
Yeah.
Then if I consistently see that over the years, oh my god, over the weeks, you show up with your care and your genuine like love and tenderness and interest and communication, and you invest in your time and your energy, and that's consistent and through your action.
Yeah.
Is that now it's fall back to the guy to prove that, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I was out once with a girl that had been let down a lot in the past. And she was just like, I thought this guy was the love of my life. You know, he invited me back home to my family and that sort of thing. And then boom, he just caught it.
Wow.
So I don't know. Like, I haven't experienced the real heartbreak. So I can't speak to that. You know, it can happen, but I don't know. If I'm seeing a person, I do the same. Wow, she's hot. Like, she's interesting. And if I'm not getting a little bit of a feedback around she's interested.
Yeah.
I'm bouncing.
Right.
Not that I don't want to try, you know what I mean?
But there's like a threshold.
There's a threshold where I'm like, you know, she actually becomes unattractive to me then.
Yeah.
And she's probably uninterested in me, and that's okay. And I detach from it. I'm not heartburn. I'm just like, bad luck. Yeah.
There's a long list.
No. No, I just think it comes down to, I think it just comes down to being happy with yourself, knowing who you are, and have confidence in your setup, your baseline, like how you're living your life. You're healthy, you're looking after yourself, you're pursuing your whatever, career purposes and that sort of thing. I think that's the baseline in everything. Just be okay.
Yeah.
Love yourself, be okay with who you are and how you're living your life. And relationships, it's just it will happen. It will happen.
You strike me as somebody who's very comfortable with yourself, and that's the biggest side of confidence. Has it always been this way?
Yeah, it goes back to the drugs.
Yeah.
Like, literally, oh my God, I'm by myself. Bro, you got to learn how to love yourself right now. And I was happy as a dog. Click, watching something by myself on a Friday night.
That's the ultimate, I think. Is all always.
Do you feel that? Because I think women has a tendency to not liking being by themselves. You even told me you're scared, right? Like, sometimes you go outside. I'm like,
I still have this like boarding school girl mentality. I stay in when the sun sets. I don't walk around when it's dark. So I'm like I've been working on it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go for a beach walk now. But Yeah, I think women have. So men have a tendency of like projecting hurt and hatred like externally, but actually women internally. So it causes more self-destruction actually. That's why we like suffer through so much like bulimia and body image issues and self-sabotaging like relationships, behavior pattern. And I think that's what is the gift of the feminine, to be filled with emotionality, but also that's what we can learn from the masculine, to put structure and to put
Yeah.
direction in place so that we can manage and things to be in harmony better.
I agree. But that's why men and women are good together.
That's why it's we meant to be together,
Yeah.
men and women. What do we think?
No, I'm just like, we are, in so many ways. And then we also like don't understand each other so much in so many ways. You know what I mean? Like there's always this joke about like, it will just be so much easier just to be with your buddies. You know what I mean? Like with another man, like, yeah, well, let's do this. We like the same things, but yeah.
That's the beauty of it, because you come in with the yin and yang. It's the you complete.
Yeah.
It's the sun and the moon, right? That's how you have the whole thing, and the sun cannot do the moon's job, and vice versa. And we appreciate for each other and we're very different. We're not interchangeable. I think this society is trying to make us to be interchangeable, so that it
What does that
benefits the
mean?
corporate. That means
The same.
yeah, the same
Yeah.
unit. It's just
Yeah.
1 unit or 2 unit.
Yeah.
So that more unit, more efficiency, more money, more for the corporate, more for the politics. But fucking destroying health, destroying like the human experience, destroying relationship, destroy families. I'm like fire up on this topic, so we don't want to get into this topic another time. But
You a feminist?
just realize, no, I'm not. I'm a recovered.
So how did you used to think?
I never say shit that like, oh my god, like I'm like the bad bitch and stuff like that. But I think through a lot of choices in the past, I was very much untrusting of men. I was bury myself with performance. I was workaholic for a long, long time period of my life. I was destroying my health because work was above everything else. I disconnected from my families. I was massive social anxiety. And it was just this underlying belief that nobody's for me. I need to fucking get my shit together, and it's just me against the world. It's a very dark place. And deep down, I'm not good enough. So I need to finish that project. I need to, be successful in this area. I need to make a certain amount of money. I want to tick all the boxes.
Who did you want to prove that for? Yourself or someone else?
I think deep down it was for my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a long time. I think, divorced parents, when you were small, it makes a child question, oh, is this me? Like something wrong with me? Like, why not together?
Yeah, you hear that a lot.
Yeah. So, do you think you're gonna be a good dad?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Station. Huh?
That was like, no, that's a big yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I love kids and I'm a kid myself. Like
That's why you're my friend.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
We're just a little kids club right here.
Yeah, I love kids. I love kids. But yeah, it's interesting because it's like, are you gonna become like your parents? What aspects of how you grew up do you like? What aspects don't you like? You know what I mean? So my sister and I, we also talked about that, like, because we obviously come from the same background. Like, I definitely didn't like that about how that was handled or how we were speaking to each other. That like, but also seeing how it actually is showing up right now.
Yeah.
Even though you hate that about how that was when you were a kid. So I think I'm just conscious, worried / that's going to be the thing of like, how do you actually show up when it happens? You
love so much that you want to invest a lot mentally into how it's going to actually look like and what you're actually going to do.
Yeah. And that's also why I want it a lot of people have kids when they're 25, 27 now.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have kids. I'm 31 right now. Like, I'm 35, I'm still young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in that time frame here right now, I really feel like it's all about
The
like,
right time is
yeah.
the right time.
right time is the right time. It's the
Yeah.
building phase right now. It's like I wouldn't be a good dad right now,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Right, because you don't have the mental bandwidth
Yeah.
with that right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's just
Priorities,
smart.
Just smart. That's
it's
being
just
smart.
smart. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna live your life for the next 70 years.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I love kids. I do love kids.
Wow, all these ladies out there, like, I can feel all the claps. And
They're like, oh, he's a good guy. He's not a playboy. He's laughing.
I
Behind.
feel like I just sit here for like 5 hours.
Well, I feel like we have run
yeah,
like
we have
way
run
over
over
time.
for sure.
Yeah, but that's all right. We'll buy them a cookie or something.
But just the last question, and I'm sure we will come back to this for another time. But how do you describe Simon in 3 words?
Driven, in 3 words. So that 3 bullet points, 3 different ones. Yeah, driven for sure. Am I positive? Yes, by genetics and innate, I'm very positive, but also frustrating. So I would say driven or ambitious, energetic or positive, and deep down, I'm very caring. But it's a side of myself that I don't feel like I'm showing or seeing, or I'm looking at other people. I'm like, oh my God, they're giving so much to other people. Like, I don't feel like I'm that. But deep down, I do really care.
You are.
Yeah, I do really care. So yeah, I just want to explore. You know what I mean? I just want to explore my life, and in hope so also be an inspiration for other people. And it's not for this like coaching, like, you know, be an inspiration, that whole thing. It's just that's what I said to you in the beginning. I truly have a passion for like showing that like we can do so much more. You know what I mean? Like when you wake up, you look yourself in the mirror and you like freaking like you demand more for your life. Because I'm so driven myself that I can't but not like want to project that or push that to other people and be like, let's go guys. Like,
Yeah.
so I would say that.
I was going to ask the last question, which is, what is Simon's purpose? If you can put it in 1 sentence, but I felt like you just answer it.
Yeah, I've written that down every single day for the last 7 years, you know, and it's like, as I said to you before, that all out kind of thing. Is it good? Is it bad? Sometimes it's bad, sometimes good. But I truly believe that is how I'm going to live my best life, and getting the most juice out of life is just explore all the endeavors in the best way possible. It can be sexual, tantric, communication, like health. Like, how can we just max out? So my purpose is to do that naturally.
It's
I will
growth for yourself,
just growth.
for the community.
Yeah,
And
growth
the
and
collective.
contribution. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really it. I just want to be a good guy, try to go as far as I can, and then hopefully
And
help
you're
some
open to
people.
dating, yeah? I'm just asking on behalf of all the women out there. Yeah, you are looking.
You're bad. Open to that. Yeah, of course I am. You know.
And where can they find you? Where can all the beautiful women find you?
You can go to Instagram. I actually bought my own name from a Danish guy. So I could have that specific name all across the board. So it's Simon Thomsen, Thomsen, across all platforms. Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, the whole shebang.
Thank you for gracing us with your presence. And
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
your
I appreciate you.
essence
Thank you so
today.
much. Yeah.